What's up guys, Kuro here. I've been late on making this guard. So this time I show you guys the item and hero trial, hero memory, hero relic that we need for Rehan Anger, Auto Bomber, Burst build. For hero trial, that time I say that we go for Righteous Fury, but we really lack of damage, so we have to go for Frenzy Furies to do more burst damage. We need a bunch of crit, and because we lack of these 15 rage on critical strike, on season 3 they add in the gain 9 rage on critical strike. There's a cooldown, but it's still better than nothing. It's still better on this side with the on hit. Do I have it? No. So I suggest that get 2, 1 maybe, mine is like too low, try to get 5 or 6. And then for the hero memory, don't care about the other mod state, just get hero memory 35 and above, or 30% or 35% and above. And this I like to restore some life, because in time mark 8 it's like the damage take too much. So with the grand rage on critical strike, it helps us to keep maintaining the rage so that we can do more bursts. And burst is a trigger skill, and it have a cooldown. So cooldown recovery speed will reduce the cooldown of the trigger burst. And for this build, it's like mostly we get cooldown recovery. For the beginning equipment, I would suggest get this vivid color with a cooldown recovery speed. Armor, you can either find anything with resistance, or you can buy heavy wear, because right now heavy wear is around 80 flame alley. Vortex Heart, Wind of Light, this is really good. This should be it's not shock, it should be intermediate. Like with the control effect, you will increase 6% additional damage from the enemy. The enemy will take additional damage. That's why on Savage Charge I link a blinding. You can even use it on your harden here, get a knockback. Relay knockback, because it also add into the damage. Frostbite paralyzed knockback. For the crafting weapon, you can go use hammer. Like I use axe. Axe have no knockback. Not paralyzed. Hammer, you have it. Then you go search for the weapon. Because the Thunderbone is really expensive, like 82. Oh yeah, don't need to search that. Like this one, Vanquish. Try to get area damage, and try to craft it yourself. Right now, most of the equipment for hammer is summoner is using it, so you have to find your own craft. I mostly just go for area, and then it's 111. Like only 2. You can just buy it and then keep crafting until you get a few nice T1 or T2 state that you need. Area damage, physical damage. Later I will talk more about crafting. And then yeah, for the weapon belt, just use the embrace. If you don't have embrace, just get a resistant belt, because we really lack of resistance. And for shoe, it's like movement speed, resistant, regen life. If you find anything Like when you are when you are mapping, you can find, don't really have to be 100% this state. This is just a recommend. Like if you can't get movement speed or you really lack of resistance, don't get movement speed, just get some rest. For both ring, just get resistance. This is like levels 70 to 90. And then weapon, get this. Not much people use it. Jaded joke. If you can, like this, you can get a mod. Get a corrupted mod for it, increase your physical damage. Just go weapon at the bottom. Kuge, maybe. I'm not sure how it's spelled. Like it's cheap. Just that this weapon is not good with the helmet that I'm using, because we will keep doing physical damage convert to cold. Because I'm using the Awakening Skull. If you use this weapon, I will always get the physical damage convert to cold. Because I can't block. Like here, cannot block and evade. I get this is like so cheap at the beginning, so I just get this to get more critical strike rating. Like without this, it's like 30 something. So for me it helps, but this weapon is like the cheapest you can get before you get your own Thunderbone. Like main weapon Thunderbone. This gives a lot of flat damage compared to the one that we crafted ourselves. It's like area damage and physical damage, but with the craft of it, this I already spent a lot on crafting it. With the Thunderbone, I already really lack of physical damage. So it's like at the start you can this is like 2 flame ally. From the helmet is 5 flame ally. The armor, maybe just get something that you can use with resistance. The glove is also cheap. Only is these two. Not sure right now, maybe the price will drop a bit. Vortex Heart and the Embrace. Right now it's like cheap. Embrace also not really expensive. We just have to bet up. And this is the beginning. After that, we will at endgame we will go for getting like a full crown. Right now, this is like so expensive. I can't afford it. The main thing is like buy this weapon. This weapon gives us a lot of flat damage. It's like the heavy wear, don't need to change. Wing of Light. Until you get Gross Slaughter, you can keep using it until endgame for Wing of Light. And then same for Vortex Heart. The replace of Vortex Hearts will be Acquisite Box. And for this is, I found that additional damage taken at low mana minus percentage of damage. But this is like so hard to get, plus the cooldown recovery. So for this build, it's not possible. It's hard to get. So you can just get the Howling. If you find it cheap, just use it, get the Howling. For Shoe is still the same. Movement speed, cooldown recovery speed for endgame. And then Ring for resistance. Or you can just get this ring. But it's like only 10% cooldown recovery speed. And this 2 doesn't help us with damage. So we only get some resistance. And then 10% cooldown recovery speed. I'm not sure is it worth it or not. Like element resist. And then we got no damage increase, just only cooldown recovery. Some player will go for it. But I'm not sure, maybe I will just get the resistant ring. Like this, I will still get it because I need it to deal cold and lightning damage. Like this is just theory. It's so hard to get all these state, so it depends. Like mostly we will drop these two and go for element resist, and for the melee damage, like something like this, and then another 2 resistant. All these you can depend on your element resist and erosive resist, go adjust it. Just that the first, I recommend getting Thunder Bone first because the price is getting higher and higher. But I will say you save much more getting this Thunder Bone than crafting your own axe because it's not possible. For now, with the new crafting, it's really bullshit. I already spent a lot on like crafting. I craft a bunch of weapon, but the damage is really like shit. Not sure where I throw. So that this is the best that I can get. So it's like mostly it's resistant. My erosive is still not max yet. It's like sometimes it's very high, sometimes it's not. It's like around 90 or 100 million. Yeah, this is just roughly. And I'm using the 30 tricks. For us that haven't get 30 trick can get hardened, because you can free some energy from the Savage Charge link. If you don't want to get hardened, you can use Mark. You can use Mark and then put the harden here. But it also depends whether you have enough crit or not. And this is the link. Like I say before, the regeneration fixed stakes all depend on your mana. Don't, if your level is too high, just use a low level one. Burst of Anger, just use level 20 because we need attack speed and the move speed. Mostly is the attack speed, not the move speed. So, and then Curse. I always use Merciless to increase our crit. If you have enough flame we can go get the precise one. Everything precise is really help. Like even this acuteness precise increase your physical damage. And my pack mostly is element resist. Mostly is element resist because I have more equipment. So now I'm like farming the desire crystal. And for me, I don't use this because I just recently found that this is really good. It gives us flat physical damage. But before I found out about this weapon, I already craft my own weapon. So, and this weapon doesn't have a good combo with this helmet. So I just use this helmet and my own crafting weapon. See where you are at. If you don't have if your crafting weapon damage is lower than this, just use this and get the cooldown helmet for the vivid color. Like before I change my build, I'm using this. Now I change my belt because it get cheap, it sell cheap. And now about the cooldown recovery speed. I find out with the list, like burst tier corresponded with cooldown. I call it tier from level 10 to 1. Tier 1 is the best. Level 10 is when we have no cooldown, we do 5 bursts. these 5 bursts is from the hero trial. Like when you activate all these, this is not I calculate one, is from I get it from the Chinese player. They have it in season 1. Just at that time in season 1, it's so hard to know and so hard to get the whole spreadsheet, because the cooldown recovery speed, the more we have, the more on hit of trigger we will get. So this list is from level tier 9. This is the hair trigger cooldown needed. Without the hair trigger, hair trigger is from our Shadow Dancer. Hair trigger, because you will minus your cooldown, so you need more cooldown because the change to the hair trigger. Later I will say why I use Versatile. So this is the cooldown needed. To do 6 bursts, we must have 25 cooldown. Without hair trigger is 20. So we need more cooldown, because hair trigger reduce our hair trigger minus 20% cooldown recovery speed for us, and it increase our damage. So we really need hair trigger. So we need more cooldown for season 3. And how to test out how much which route we are at. Like I'm at tier 6. How I know? You can look at your own cooldown recovery speed. I'm at 98. And to test out, I just need to get this. So I recommend God of War, Shadow Dancer, Warlock, so that you can test. Like at the beginning, when you don't have this much alignment, you can just get off the beaten track. After that, go get 30 trick. You need 30 trick to test it. If you are using Ranger or that, then you have to go to the Prigi of the God. I'm not sure how much it sell for the 30 tricks. I don't think it's expensive. Yeah, that's the 5 one. So you have to equip this to test out the how much trigger burst you have. So you need the added erosive damage. I link it to my burst with the 30 trick on. Now I'm at 9 and 10. So 98% cooldown recovery. Cooldown recovery speed, I'm at 9 and 10. So it's exactly what this show here. I'm at tier 6. 90 cooldown recovery, 8.5. So I'm at between 9 and 10 because I have 98. And the more recovery speed, the more hit of burst we will get. And for the Savage Rush, the amount of hit on Savage Charge must be equal to your burst. So right now I'm at 6. So to test out my Savage Rush is also the same. I have to equip, add erosive to it. So just now I'm at 8 to 10. I'm at 17, 18, 17. This is the attack speed for my Savage Charge. So I have enough. If your Savage Charge is lower, like for example your burst can do 30 hit, but your Savage Charge, the attack speed only can do 15 hit. We only trigger 15 hit burst. So it's a DPS loss. That's why we need the Versatile. And this you can like it's easy to understand for this. Just that the more cooldown recovery equal to more burst hit. To get more than tier 4, we need a bunch of cooldown recovery that it will be very hard to get. So around tier 6 and 5 is really very easy to get. And I'm between tier 5 and tier 6. And I really can kill Timer 8, just that the survive have only have some issue with the survive. That's why for endgame you need the acquisite box to add in more cooldown recovery speed, and the howling cooldown recovery speed. The shoe, the boots we need cooldown recovery speed. And for one ring that is a 10% cooldown recovery speed, but that doesn't really give us increased damage. It only gives us resistance and cooldown recovery speed. So it really depends. And from the new god, we can get a bunch of cooldown recovery speed. I haven't started go find it. And like I suggest for the Prigi of God, get hair trigger. Why we get hair trigger? Because hair trigger is very cheap. Another thing is so that we can get versatile. Versatile attack and cast speed apply. Your cast speed apply to your attack speed. So when you have all these Divinity, when you have some cast speed, this cast speed will convert to attack speed. And then attack and cast speed will convert into your cooldown. That's why we really need versatile. If we go for fire burst like God of Might route, it's really hard to get a bunch of cooldown recovery speed. And I know that Ranger is really give out a lot of critical strike and critical strike damage, but cooldown recovery speed is too important. Unless you have a Prigi of God with versatile and indifference, I believe that will be like 2 to 5,000 flame area. It will be expensive like hell. So you basically like get a lot of attack and cast speed and cooldown recovery speed. So on the Prigi of God, if you are lucky when you are grinding, there's a chance you get this one. Cooldown recovery speed +1 max charge, max energy charge. So here I have 1 on the Warlock, here I have 2. So I have 3 charges. Potion I have 3 charge. For this, the minus suited mana for trigger skill, you also can get it and put it in the god. The statue of the new god here. I mostly can find suited mana for aura skill. At that time I have a bunch of trigger damage and I change it out. So you can keep changing all these. Just that it's really hard, and for endgame I still have no idea what to get. But from what I see from other players, endgame everyone is going to get the legendary slate, like increase of physical damage, melee damage, cooldown recovery speed. I think cooldown recovery speed is the best. Like 6%. Like with these, most of it is not really cheap at all. But you still can find like attack and cast speed. Cast speed, all this apply, it will become cooldown recovery speed. So this is still okay, not really that bad. So for endgame, we need I'm not sure how much cooldown recovery speed we can get from the legendary slate. I haven't go try out myself. And that is how we will try to get more cooldown recovery speed. I would suggest that just get Thunder Bone as fast as possible. This increase strike damage too much before the price get higher and higher. Right now I can't afford it. And this is the equipment that we need. And then for the talent, if you are using 30 trick, don't use determine, just get brutality. If not, some of the alignment will not get some of the alignment, so we need to get determine. Same for this control effect. We have frostbite, so if you have the brutality, you will not have frostbite. If you want to know how to trigger frostbite, just have this ring. Add 1% is really enough. Physical damage as fire, core, and lightning. This only have frostbite from core and shock from lightning damage, but not fire. That's why the skilling here we need to add fire. And God War have favor, endless favor. So mostly is damage, critical strike, life. Shadow Dancer, blunt, versatile because we have hair trigger on the Piggy of God. And then all is like life and trigger. When you are at level 70 to 80, don't really need to get life. Get it around when you get to time up 7, like around 81. And level 80 is your last chance to respect. So just get all these crit and crit damage. Life. I know that these give out a lot of damage, but you can get it in the Statue of the New God. Add physical damage. Even for the additional damage for weapon, 6%. Physical skill level, if only this can add into our burst, but burst have no skill level, so but the 6 additional damage for weapon is really good. You can even get it in the legendary slate for the new god here. Favor effect, depend whether you want to get it. I used to get these to increase my speed of farming, but I really lack of maximum life. And then for Warlock, Indifference, 30 tricks at start. If you can't get 30 trick, because of the alignment or that, you can just get the off the beaten track and then at the back change to 30 trick. It's the same. It's cool. I get skill cooldown. No, skill duration is because my cooldown recovery speed is still low. My defense skill can't be 100% uptime, so I need some skill duration. At the back, I will change this if my defense skill is 100% uptime or close to 100% uptime. Mostly attack speed, critical rate, mana seal, and power effect. And then for this, we need mana, maximum mana, so that we can use all the aura. And if you are really lack of element resist, you can get element resist here. Because I don't have the heavy wear, so I really lack of erosive resistance. Let me see. Then the skilling. Like guard and harden. Add fire, add erosive. So if you not going for 30 trick, don't need to use add fire, add erosive. Get guard, harden, blinding. And then you can even get the knockback. If you have wing of light glove, you increase the control effect, more control effect. I think it's 6 control effect. If all those effect, every one effect is increased by 6% damage. And then Bull Rage. blink, I get this burst to increase the attack and cast speed so that we have more cooldown. Potion, delay pain. For timer 8, we really need delay pain. Added to iron all in, and then cost because my mana shielded very low. So precise regen have to depend whether you have the cash for it. If not, just get the rejuvenation, and level up depend on if you shield it on. If you have the link on shield convention, you can think about going high level. If not, just get it at level 16 is enough. First angle level 20. Fixed sticks. If you want to have like more life, just get a level 1 fixed sticks. You will have more life, but only a bit. So these have to depend whether you want more damage or get a bit more life. Curse on hit for vulnerability. If precise, like all these you can get precise. It depend whether you have flame ally for it. I haven't changed it. Like fierceless is if you get it precise one, increase your attack speed. It's also very good. And element resistant. Abyssal Head is just to buff up the vulnerability. Auto defense. If you are using the precise auto defense, you will have minus 10. I think it's minus 14% defense skill effect. So it doesn't reduce too much skill effect for your linked shield defense skill. Full shield and protection field. Protection field must have a shadow thunder spirit, and then precise acuteness is to get more additional physical damage. And that's it for the skilling. So I basically say a bunch. Maybe I will miss out some other thing. If I miss out anything, just comment down below. I will try my best to reply. Then let's go do one. I'm not sure if I have enough beacon for timer 8. I will still get one shot, but it's like that one shot, I really have no idea. Is it the game right now? They are doing high damage or what? Because I always get one shot from the enemy. I can run around 2 beacon, but not all 4. All 4 I will just die too fast. Let me on the sound. Yeah, be careful with pickup in timer 8. You will die sometime when you are doing pickup. And be careful with the seasoned enemy. Most of the time they just one-shot you. Right now it's like the damage, I'm still fine, like the erosive resistant, because I have high regen, not really high, let me see. Regen 39 is not really that high. Maybe it's because I have 2 more energy charge for the potion. But if I go try out my damage for the training dummy, I will find that I don't have damage. But when I come to timer 8, I will find that I have enough damage. So right now, I'm not sure is it the way the burst has some issue on the training dummy or what, because my flat physical damage is not high. So I'm not even sure is it from there's something wrong with the training dummy. Because what I test out and what other player test out, they have Thunderbone, so they have more damage than mine. But I do find on timer 8. And this is the item that I use, and those items that I recommend will be on the max roll. It just depends whichever you can afford, just get it. Like, I'm not even sure if I will change it to heavy wear, because right now I'm doing fine. Not really sure if I needed to change it. And those things that I recommend, if you can find the item cheap, you can like buy and use. Like mostly is the Vivid Color, Jagged Joke, Embrace, Vortex Heart, Wind of Light. Heavy wear is getting more and more expensive. Same for the Thunderbone. So, and how much cooldown recovery? Just check out this. I will link this Google Sheet to the description at the YouTube there. So this is another long video. Sorry for talking so long. Just want to let everyone know what I found out. And this should be shared in season 1, just that in season 1 I don't have this list. Okay. Oh yeah, another thing is from the attack speed from anger, like when we gain rage and when we get into Berserk mode, the attack speed is 2%. So all this attack speed will counter into our cooldown recovery because of indifference. So what you see now, the cooldown recovery is not 100% because there's still other attack speed or cast speed haven't calculated into it. And that's it. If you guys find that this guide is helpful, give me some like and subscribe. If you have any question, just comment down below. I try my best to reply. Thank you guys. See ya. Bye bye.